I find people like this guy really funny, this Arteta Muse guy. Make sure that he isn't late, Mo. Call him. Nice of you to join us. Guy thinks he's him. You've been commenting for the last 20 minutes. If I'm not him, why are you watching? Hold this ban right here. Anyway, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Is Football. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we got the Here We Go, you get me, from Fabrizio Romano on the whole Arne Slot news. I had some hope, but that hope is gone, you get me. Arne Slot is going to be our manager. Before we get started, before we get into everything, that's what I'm saying, Nico. He spent the last 20 minutes commenting, and then his next comment is he thinks he's him. Why are you commenting for 20 minutes then? Anyway, back to the stream. We're not going to let people like that irritate us. So, back to the stream. Big up to all of you guys, first and foremost. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. Every single one of you guys, please just hit the like button, subscribe to This Is Football, keep letting me know your opinions in the chat, keep getting involved. There's already 300 people in here. Let's get to 100 likes ASAP. Right now, please hit the like button, subscribe, guys. We're literally just 12 likes away. Big up to my guy, what's his name? Aaron. Big up to you, Aaron. I know you'll be watching this on the replay. It's not allowing me to bring your super chat up, but big up to you regardless, of course, for always showing love and support to the channel, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for the love that you've always shown me. Shout out to you, Aaron. Massive part of this channel, always supporting us and all that good stuff. Big up to my guy Toka as well, who says slot in underwhelming but deserves a chance. They even got my boy Toka, guys. It's gonna be a long day. Anyway, slap the like button, subscribe to This Is Football, and let's just get this party started. So look, let's just get to the bottom of this from the start. Let's just say it as it is. Look, there is nothing we could do about it now. There's nothing we could do about it. The guy's going to be the Liverpool manager. Extremely underwhelming. Extremely underwhelming, managerial appointment. I think when we were linked to the likes of Alonso and Amorim, the future was looking bright. Before someone tries to be a smart ass and tell me what's the difference between him and Amorim, I can lay down the difference to you. I can explain it to you in simple terms. But anyway, here's the thing for me. Look, I don't like this managerial appointment at all. I think to go from Jurgen Klopp to Arne Slot, as a Liverpool fan is extremely, it's very underwhelming, given where, we would be, had we gotten, some of the managers that we were linked with and all that good stuff. The funny part I find about this whole conversation, before I say what I say on the managerial perspective, from a more supportive side, I'll say exactly what I say in terms of exactly what I think in terms of the negatives and all that stuff. First and foremost, the reason why Amorim and Alonso would have been different hires is Xabi Alonso, I said, is about to win the league with Bayer Leverkusen at the time when it was announced, and he ended up winning the league. Now, what people need to realize is Xabi Alonso winning the league with Bayer Leverkusen is a massive deal. It's a big deal because essentially you've destroyed the monopoly of Bayern Munich. You've stopped the team that's won 10 in a row from doing the 11 in a row or 12 in a row or whatever it is. I've stopped counting how many times Bayern Munich have won league titles in a row. The fact that Xabi Alonso won the league with Bayer Leverkusen after spending 15, 60 million euros only, had to sell a couple of players, stuff like that, is extremely impressive. I mean, he's literally undefeated up until this point. They're currently competing for essentially a treble. Obviously they're in the Europa League, not the Champions League, but it still is extremely impressive from a Bayer Leverkusen perspective. The guy went there in a period of under 2 years, already has been absolutely successful with Bayer Leverkusen, their first ever league title, not just Bundesliga, not just modern era, not just from when we started watching football. I know there's a lot of people who think football started in 1990. It didn't. There was football before that. And even from the football before that, even from the dark ages, from the black and white television, Bayer Leverkusen have not recorded a league title. And the fact that Xabi Alonso won them their first ever league title, it's just something extremely impressive. And I think, it's just it's just extremely impressive for a manager to just go ahead and do that in that short amount of time, in that short period of time. You know, and I think that's absolutely incredible, to be honest with you. So, you know, winning the league with Leverkusen is just incredible. And I look at Xabi Alonso, and I thought he fits the bill, even from a charismatic perspective, even from a tactical perspective, if you would like, because the guy uses his right wing backs and left wing backs, you know, to cause and start and you know, attacks and presses and all that. So Xabi Alonso for me would have been a much better option. When it comes to Amorim, I've already broke this down. I said this to the people when we were arguing Alonso versus Amorim. Here's the thing. I don't think Ruben Amorim is the type of manager that, you know, would be better than Alonso. However, he would have been the second best option after Alonso. The guy, in a period of 4 years, is about to win his second league title with Sporting Lisbon after losing his best player every single season. The guy has had to sell Ugarte, and the guy has had to sell multiple different players, and he's still winning. He stays winning. 2 league titles in 4 years. He's rebuilt the team, started from scratch essentially after selling so many people, you know, and he ended up winning again this season. And you know, when it comes to the Portuguese league, obviously everyone knows there's a massive monopoly, you know, with the likes of Porto, Benfica. Obviously, those are the two teams that always end up winning in Portugal. For people who don't know, he won them their first league title in 20 years. That is Sporting Lisbon, you know, with Amorim. So obviously there's been conflicting news when it comes to Amorim, Alonso, this whole conversation regarding these managers, and the conflicting news is as follows. The news is basically Ruben Amorim essentially wanted some form of control over transfers, and the other, you know, part of the news, if you would like, is if that, you know, he wanted more money. Now, I doubt it's his wages why we rejected the guy. You know, like, I doubt it's wages why we rejected Ruben Amorim. I don't think that. I just think the club wants control over transfers, because transfers were actually the reason of the downfall of the Klopp era. You know, so I'm looking at the reports. It's all conflicting reports. I'm not going to sit up here and claim that I know exactly why the guy refused, or we refused him, or whatever it is. Regardless, let's not argue semantics over here. At the end of the day, he's not coming to Liverpool for those reasons. So obviously those two were superior managers in terms of their experience, in terms of their CV, in terms of what have they've done. All of that stuff, it matters at the end of the day. And the truth is, this club has went to the shits because of not, you know, following a certain rigid transfer direction and just kind of going with the numbers, going with the stats, going with the people who knows, you know, who know what to do in terms of that. So that's why for me, I think they were worried from an Amorim perspective. I doubt it's wages, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's what I'll say. So for me, I'm looking at this situation. Obviously, I fully believe that Amorim and Alonso would have been completely superior managers to Arne Slot, and I'm gonna get to it now. I'm gonna actually break down, because we're not here to just, you know, shout Slot out or any of that stuff. I'll tell you why now. This is the part. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. By the way, there's almost 200 people. There's almost 600 people in here. Let's get to 200 likes. Guys, please hit the like button, please subscribe. I don't want to show you how, because I'm in the middle of you know, me speaking and explaining my logic about the Slot situation and all that good stuff. So you know what, let me just show you guys, since you guys, you know, your conversion rate is like Darwin Nunez up in here. So this is you watching us right now. I want you to hit this X button, hit this like button right here. This is where the like button is, so please do hit it right now. So here's the thing, you guys. I'm gonna give you objectively, no agendas, no bias, why I think, you know, I'm not even gonna shout, I'm not even gonna scream, I'm not even gonna say any of this shit. You know, we've already done that on the first stream with Slot and all this stuff. So, you know, I'm actually gonna give you objective reasons why I do not want Arne Slot. I'm gonna break it down right now. It's just a couple of things that I want to speak about. First and foremost, let's just get this out the way right now, right here, right now. Let's just get this out the way and speak about it right now. Let's just address the elephant in the room, all of that good stuff. Here's the thing. Let me start with the elephant in the room that people keep throwing in our face like it means anything. There's something that they keep mentioning, and it's style, 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 style. At the end of the day, there are so many managers who play attacking football. I can mention, I've already mentioned this before. I've already done this before. I can mention you 10 managers who have played attacking football. That does not mean anything. Playing a certain brand of football does not mean that you're good enough to be the Liverpool manager. This is just the reality. You cannot just come here and tell me, oh my God, he plays beautiful, attractive, sexy football with Feyenoord, so it means we should get him in and all this. At the end of the day, style alone is not a reason. I can give you a perfect example right now. When you look at Brendan Rodgers has always played attractive football. I have never, ever, ever watched a Brendan Rodgers team and went like they're boring, whether it be Leicester, whether it be Liverpool, whether it be Swansea, whether it be Celtic. There is always entertaining to watch. There is always, a more attacking element than a defensive one. So let's just get this out of the way and just say style alone does not dictate that you should be good enough to be Liverpool manager. This is just the honest opinion. So, if we're talking about attacking style and us bringing, a crazy, gung-ho style of football, De Zerbi would have been a better option, because De Zerbi at least knows the Premier League, and the guy plays gung-ho football essentially from start to end. We saw that against Manchester City, and if we wanted to go gung-ho football, we might as well gotten Roberto De Zerbi. You know what I find funny about this whole conversation? This is what I find real funny. Here's the thing. There's been quotes today about Arne Slot essentially being obsessed with De Zerbi. He really loves to watch Brighton football. He really loves to watch De Zerbi essentially. And what I find real funny is, if Arne Slot is so obsessed with De Zerbi, why didn't we just go get the guy he's obsessed with to begin with? Like, if apparently he used to talk about Brighton. I mean, they used to spoke about it with Kokchu, who's one of the players that, Feyenoord has. He keeps talking about Brighton, and he keeps talking about, the way that De Zerbi plays ball and all this. I'm just saying, if the guy is obsessed with De Zerbi ball so much and is essentially trying to include it as part of his football, we could have gotten De Zerbi, who he's obsessed with anyway. So, it's just, I'm just saying, if he's obsessed with that style of football and obsessed with that type of stuff, then, might as well just get De Zerbi. But anyway, look, that's besides the point. Whether he's obsessed with De Zerbi or not, that's besides the point. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, the bottom line is as follows. Style alone does not make you good enough to become Liverpool manager, because there are so many managers who play attacking football, gung-ho football, all of that good stuff. And if it was just about attacking football, then our life would have been so much easier. Our life would have been so much easier if it was just about attacking football, because there are so many managers around the world who play attacking football. But it's not just attacking football. That's the thing. The second thing I want to say is the Dutch track record in the English Premier League. And I'm not going to sit up here and just talk about Ten Hag alone, because I feel like that's just the easy thing to do. I mean, they're both bald, to be fair. But I'm going to just share with you guys right now on the screen. These are every single Dutch manager that has managed in the English Premier League. All of them, hello, Ad, I'll slap you. All of them, of course, extremely unsuccessful. Of course, we've got Frank de Boer, who lost his first 7 games in 9th place, essentially. The guy that, the guy has started off his career at Crystal Palace losing. They didn't even score a goal when he was manager. He got sacked. If we go look at Frank de Boer as manager and what he's done in his managerial career and all that good stuff, obviously, for the people who don't know, he used to manage Ajax, of course, from 2010 to 2016, and he won the Eredivisie 4 times. Frank de Boer was a 4-time Eredivisie champion at Ajax. So it's not like the guy was unsuccessful. It's not like the guy came in with no CV. Same guy came in here, 4 titles in a row, and ended up getting sacked. So that's Frank de Boer right there. René Mullenstein, I don't quite remember anything about him, to be honest with you. So we're just going to skip past that one. But, we could read about it if you guys would like. René Mullenstein or whatever the hell his name is. We can look at it. I mean, he had a really short stint. I believe it was at Fulham, if I am not mistaken. I think he did coach Fulham. Yep, he did coach Fulham, but he only coached them for a short period of time. So I doubt that would be fair to even bring his name up. Dick Advocat, the same. I don't think he managed for a long period. Ruud Gullit, I think he won the FA Cup for Chelsea, I believe, when he was the Chelsea manager. Same thing with Martin Jol, managed Fulham, managed Spurs. Ronald Koeman, same thing. His time at Everton, we remember it really well. And comes the three that I think probably everyone remembers. These right here, let me just zoom in right here so we can just, get this out of the way. These three right here are probably the three most successful Dutch managers in the English Premier League. Let's just acknowledge, first of all, there has been no Dutch manager that has won a Premier League title. There has been no Dutch manager that has even won a Premier League title. I think Gus Hiddink only won the FA Cup with Chelsea, but we'll get to that in a second. These are the three most quote-unquote successful managers in their time in the English Premier League, if you would like. So, yeah, I think he only won the FA Cup with Chelsea. Yep, I just double-checked that. He did. Now, in number 3 comes Erik ten Hag. Obviously, Erik ten Hag was someone who's really sought after. When he was the manager at Ajax, he was someone that was looked at as someone who, obviously could be the next big thing. He was from the Pep school, if you would like, Erik ten Hag. He was from the Pep school of thought, and he was, basically Pep 2.0 essentially. And, he came in to the English Premier League. First year, already within 2-game period, abandoned all his principles, all his morals. Brighton and Brentford ended up going to the entirely defensive style of things, defensive style of football. And, ended up making the signings that he wants, his friends and family project at Manchester United. And the guy, I think will eventually end up getting sacked. Louis van Gaal. I actually think Louis van Gaal is probably the most successful guy post Ferguson in the United era. The guy came in, played his brand of football, brought in so many youngsters. Now, for the people who don't know, Van Gaal, I think, is the last Dutch manager to even win the Champions League. So, that's the thing with Van Gaal. He has Champions League winning experience. He's done all of that. And the guy, walked into the United job. I think he finished 2nd, he finished 5th, and won an FA Cup. So I cannot say that Van Gaal was unsuccessful at Manchester United. But at the end of the day, Man United fans were probably looking at a team that is about to win the league and all that shit, but they ended up not doing it. Gus Hiddink is ranked number 1 for Dutch managers' history in the Premier League. Gus Hiddink, for the people who don't know, managed Chelsea, obviously, in the English Premier League, won an FA Cup. So that's his his resume, if you would like, at Chelsea, and FA Cup. So there has been no real successful Dutch manager in the English Premier League. Now, the reason why I think this relates is I don't think Dutch football translates well in the English Premier League. Dutch football and English football are so completely different, even in the modern era, even with Pep's influence, and even with everyone trying to pass the ball, and with everyone playing 4-3-3 and all that stuff. Dutch football is completely different to English football. And sometimes it just might be that Dutch football does not translate well into the English Premier League. Now, that's not an insult to Slot or Hiddink or Ten Hag or any of these guys. It just doesn't translate well. That's just the reality. So for me, I think that's the second point I would make. And the third point is when it comes to the step up, I feel like the step up is too big. I feel like the step up from Feyenoord and the Dutch league, where essentially no one even knows about you, to the Premier League is a massive step up to begin with. And then you've got the step up to take over from Jurgen Klopp and manage Liverpool Football Club. I'll explain to you what I mean. The job that Jurgen Klopp walked into versus the job that Arne Slot walked into are two completely different jobs. Two completely, massively 180 degrees opposite jobs. Jurgen Klopp walked into a team with Sacco, with Mignolet, with Lovren, with Lallana, with just a team. Lallana was actually quite good at the time as well. With Benteke. The team that Klopp first took over is nowhere near nowhere near as good as the team that Arne Slot is taking over. Arne Slot is taking over Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Trent, Alisson, Konate, McAllister. The list goes on and on and on with the good players that we actually have. So the guy is taking over a completely different job than the one that Jurgen Klopp's taking over. And that's why I think all the people who are saying, give him 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, this is not a rebuild, guys. Everyone in the chat needs to realize this. Everyone needs to realize this, because this is an important point, regardless of your thoughts on Arne Slot, whether you're in or out or any of that shit. The one thing that everyone needs to remember is as follows. He's walking into a job where there is already established Premier League superstars. It's not a rebuild. When Jurgen Klopp first walked in, that was a rebuild. When Arteta took over from Arsenal, that was a rebuild. When I will even give Ten Hag this, even when Ten Hag walked into Man United, that was a rebuild. What Jurgen Klopp is leaving off right now is not a team that needs a rebuild. The midfield has been rebuilt. We've got good options, solid options at centre back, at full back, at goalkeeper, all that stuff. I think the one place that we kind of need like a bit of depth in and actual good players is essentially the forward line, to be honest with you, because they're the ones that have let us down this season. So I don't think Liverpool are in need of like a major rebuild. Like, Arne Slot is not going to walk into this team, tear it apart, and sell 7-8 players and buy 7-8 players and all this. This team is good enough to challenge. People always ask me, Husam, has Klopp overachieved this season or has he underachieved? I actually say neither. I actually think Jurgen Klopp has achieved what is expected, which is a Premier League challenge and a trophy, because that's what we thought at the start of the season. I never thought this team was good enough to win the league. People kept saying show chest, show chest, show chest, show chest, and all these buzzwords. And at the end of the day, we didn't end up winning the league for the reasons that I already said. That now people who were calling me out all year long are just saying over and over again. Perhaps people should actually learn to listen to an argument first, instead of just going like, you're negative, you're positive. Actually, nothing I've said so far is negative. I simply stated facts. Dutch football doesn't translate well into the Premier League. There has been no successful Dutch manager. Fact, not opinion. Arne Slot is going to have a big job because he's moving from Feyenoord to Liverpool. Another fact. Just style alone is not enough to manage Liverpool Football Club. Another fact. I've mentioned 4 facts. I've not even said anything negative or positive. And I feel like when it comes to these conversations, it doesn't have to be glass half full. It doesn't have to be glass half empty. It needs to be the glass is 50% water. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at the glass. I say the glass is 50% water, 50% air. I'm simply stating facts. If the facts hurt you, that's not my problem. Dutch managers have had 0 success in the English Premier League. Simple. That's just a fact. That's not my opinion. I didn't tell Gus Hiddink to not win anything. I didn't tell Van Gaal to not win anything. I didn't tell any of these guys to not win anything. So the fact that they're unsuccessful has nothing to do with me. I'm simply stating a fact. So let's stop with the buzzwords. Oh my God, you're negative. Oh my God, you're positive. Oh my God, you have an agenda. Actually, nothing I've said so far is agenda, negative, or positive. Everything I said so far is simply factual, statistics, numbers, stuff that everyone would acknowledge. Because if I told you guys, I want Brendan Rodgers because of his style of play, every one of you guys would laugh at me. If I say Dutch managers have been successful, that's simply a fact. And if I say Dutch football doesn't translate well into the Premier League, that's another fact. So I'm simply stating facts. If I say Feyenoord to Liverpool is a step up, it is, because Feyenoord is not even the biggest club in Netherlands to begin with. Liverpool is the biggest club in England. So obviously it's going to be a massive step up. So I'm just talking facts right now. No one's saying anything negative. No one's saying anything positive. I'm telling you the glass is 50% water, 50% air. Facts and facts only. So once again, going back to the point with, with Arne Slot, this is a completely different job to the one Jurgen Klopp walked into. The one thing I say to everyone in the chat is as follows. This is the one thing that I genuinely want to say to everyone in the chat. Whether you're slot in, whether you're slot out, whether you're slot out, regardless what you think with Arne Slot, whether you're for the guy, whether you're against the guy, regardless of what you think, we cannot take a step back and go like, guys, we need 3 years to win a league title. We literally challenged this season, chat. Let us all stop lying to ourselves. Let us all stop waffling. Let us all stop making up scenarios. Arne Slot, for me, should challenge next season. F all this waiting. F all this, oh my God, he needs 2 years. He needs 3 years. Your logic as the slot inners and as the people who are pro-slot is he plays similar style to Jurgen Klopp. No problem. It means it should be a seamless transition. Factual. Should be a seamless transition. Second of all, The club that he walked into was already a Premier League challenging club. If we sign players this summer and don't lose any of our world-class players, there's no reason for us to not challenge next season. And this is exactly where Standards FC actually have a point. I'll tell you why. I'm not asking him to win the league. I'm asking him to challenge for the league. I think challenging for the league is a completely fair thing to ask. It's a completely fair statement, given exactly what you guys are saying. I'm talking about the opposition here. You guys say similar style of football. Edwards want him. We're now going to make all these transfers and all that stuff. Good. Okay. I'm not saying win the league. I'm simply saying challenge for the league. If Jurgen Klopp was able to challenge, then he should be able to challenge. There's nothing harsh about it. Jurgen Klopp, when he first walked in, had a team that was in 8th place. So he had a rebuild. A team that's in 3rd place does not need a quote-unquote rebuild. It does not need a quote-unquote, tearing down and starting from the start, specifically if he plays similar styles. So that's just the ultimate reality here. So you guys can live in your own bubble where it's like, it's okay for us to be top 4 because it's his first season. Yeah, but look at the players he's taking over. Look at the team that we have. This team is not a team that is, a top 4 team. You know what a top 4 team is? Spurs. That's a top 4 team. You know what the top 4 team is? Aston Villa. That's what the top 4 team is. And before they went on their losing streak, Man United were a top 4 team. Are we that level regardless of new manager? The answer is no. So that's why that's my expectation of Slot anyway. So for me, I'm just looking at this current situation, obviously, with Slot, and he's going to be the manager, so there's no need for us. I'm just simply telling you why I don't want the guy to be the Liverpool manager, why I wouldn't have personally hired the guy. It's not an insult. I've not said anything disrespectful. I've not even said slut. I've not even said any of those things. I've simply stated objective facts, objective reality. And at the end of the day, facts don't give a F about your feelings, because I've not said anything that's actually crazy. And even people who disagree with my take, that's fine. Everyone welcome to disagree with my take. I'm simply stating facts. And yeah, so that's what I'll say. Anyway, let me go to the super chats before I carry on and actually give you the other side of the coin. Before we do that, big up to every single one of you guys. Please do make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Guys, there is 700 people here. I was actually out. That's why I was a little bit late. I was out, but I spoke to Vel. I made sure he makes a thumbnail. I came back a bit early to have this conversation with you guys. So I will never, I will never let you guys go without content, specifically given how massive this news is. So please do hit the like button, do subscribe. Mods, keep pushing it as well, please. So yeah, let me just do a couple of these super chats before we just carry on and give you the other side of the argument and tell you why I am now slot in. And I will explain it. But I'm just giving my real and honest opinions of why I'm worried, why I didn't want the guy to be manager. And if that hurts you, that's fine. You can be hurt all you want. At the end of the day, I know that I stuck by my opinion, I stuck by my guts, and I don't want the manager. And the final question I'll ask you, actually, before I even do the super chats, genuine question to everyone in the chat. I will actually genuinely read your comments. If you actually make a valid answer, I will read it, even if it's not a super chat, before I even get to the super chat. The question is as follows. Very simple question. If Slot is such a good manager, why was this name never brought up in any Liverpool conversation when the Klopp thing was announced? Genuine question to everyone in the chat. I'm going to be completely honest and objective and genuine. FB agendas, you guys have the mic. Answer the question. If he's so incredible and amazing and unbelievable, and he's the sought after manager, and he plays an incredible style of football, and he done this with Feyenoord and done that with Feyenoord, the genuine question I ask all of you in the chat, and I genuinely hope that you all answer it. When Jurgen Klopp first announced he's leaving Liverpool Football Club, why on earth did no one mention Arne Slot? Because the likes of Tom Little were able to mention Ruben Amorim. If you tell me no one watches the Dutch league, okay, that's fair. No one watches the Portuguese league either. No one watches the Portuguese league either. That's fair. That's fine. I accept that. You want to say no one watches the Dutch league? Okay. No one watches the Portuguese league. How did we know about Amorim but didn't know about Arne Slot? Why were people saying, like, whenever we spoke about a new manager, there were people who were talking about Zidane. There were people talking about Xabi Alonso. There were people talking about Amorim. Hell, there were people who were talking about Mourinho. There were people speaking about every single manager. People even mentioned Ainge to take over about Liverpool Football Club. I'm just asking a genuine question. I'm just asking you guys in the chat a genuine, honest question, and I genuinely hope one of you guys just answer it. If you answer it, you can shut me up. Just tell me why at the start when Klopp came out, guys, I'm leaving at the end of the season. Klopp, we love you. I'd prefer you stay 100%. I was never Klopp out. I always backed Klopp. Now answer me genuinely right here, right now. Why did no one say, Arne Slot, I want you to take over Liverpool Football Club? Give me a genuine answer right now. Give me a genuine answer right now. Amorim did better in Europe. That's why. Wrong answer. Because Feyenoord actually got to the Conference League final. Next answer, please. Yalla, I want to hear you guys' answers. Go on. He rejected Spurs and Chelsea last year. Do you think, given where Chelsea are, that's a good sign? And given where Spurs have been over our whole lifetime, that's a good sign. Think about it. Just think. Probably because we are emotional fans and want whoever has the biggest name. But Edwards was probably looking at the best fit for a job. Good job. Good answer, Lionel Messi. However, Amorim is not someone that's the biggest name. And Alonso is not someone that's the biggest name. Zidane is someone that's the biggest name. Conte is someone that's the biggest name. So that's another wrong answer. Because frankly, no one rates the Dutch league. Does anyone rate the Portuguese league? The answer is also no. We do things in silence most of the time, throwing random names as smoke screen. Yeah, that could be an honest one. People are talking about big names. Xabi Alonso is not a big name. Don't even try it. Give me an honest answer. His name isn't sexy. Amorim's name isn't sexy. I got nothing. That's fine. That's fair. If you say you can't answer the question, it's fair. It's fair. It's fair. Tell me. Give me honest answers. It's fine, by the way. I have no problem with you guys proving me wrong. 100% have no problem with me. Joining Feyenoord 2 years ago is not a reason. It's not a reason because Xabi Alonso joined Leverkusen under 2 years ago and he was linked. So that's not an answer. Give me an honest answer. I'm genuinely willing to honestly actually read any honest answer right now. He's not a sexy name is not a reason because Amorim is not a sexy name. Ange Postecoglou is not a sexy name. That's what I'm saying. I just want a genuine answer. He's a cheap yes man. Fairs. He's the cheapest option and the only one willing to be yes man. Okay, now we're getting some honesty out. Maybe he just isn't that good. Fairs. He's cheap. Okay, most people are looking at the reality. Go on. Write it again, Will. Write it again, Will. I'm not gonna scroll up. He's literally sixth choice like Ange was for Spurs. That's not a good sign if he was sixth choice. Go on. I'm just waiting for an answer. I can't get an answer. You know the reason why no one wanted Arne Slot when the Klopp announcement was first made? Let me tell you the difference between me and a lot of people in the chat. I don't smoke copium. I don't inhale copium. I don't drink copium. I don't eat copium. I don't breathe copium. I keep my energy the same. When Jurgen Klopp first announced he's going to leave Liverpool Football Club, we did not look at the sexy names. The sexy names are the likes of Zidane, Ancelotti, hell, even a Simeone. These are the names that we look at. No one in the chat, I was doing streams all along, no one in the chat said, let's get Arne Slot in. No one on Twitter said, let's get Arne Slot in. No one in the entirety of the planet said, let's get Arne Slot in. So why now change your energy? Why lower your standards? We were talking about Zidane. We were talking about the best of the best. But now we simply just have to just take a step back and accept it and act like it's okay. You know, maybe our energy is just shifted, you know. Maybe I decided to keep my energy the same and you guys your energy, which is fine. If you guys change your energy, I'm not gonna say anything about it. You could change your energy all you want, but I'm simply keeping it real, keeping it a buck and saying it as it is. Anyway, let me go to the super chats before I carry on and give you the other side of the coin. Make sure you guys are please liking and subscribing right here, right now. Slot in, underwhelming but deserves a chance. I think I read this one already. Jamie Vardy is what Darwin fans think Darwin is. It's funny. It's funny. The same people that told me give Slot a chance were the same people that came in this chat and told me give Nunez a chance. And 2 years later, Carragher is saying exactly what Husam said 2 years ago. And now because Carragher says it, everyone wants to listen. Now because Husam said from August, this guy's going to cost us, no one wanted to listen. Just saying. Sing it with me, chat. I'm so glad that Arne is a red. Hashtag hugging culture. Hashtag back the boys. Hashtag my gaffer. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like it's just the wrong concept to have. You know, it's the wrong concept to have. By definition, not everyone that Michael Edwards hires is going to be 100% correct, and you can't criticize him, and you can't say anything, and you can't have a bad word to say about the guy. Like, bro, that's kind of not how football conversations work. If I think a manager is not good enough, I'm going to say the manager is not good enough. Simple. I told you to believe. Hey, Arnie, is what TKA says. There's nothing to believe. It was announced. Khalas. Big up. I am back. This summer will be interesting, says Muhammad Ammar. I hope you're good, Muhammad. It's been a while since I've seen you in the chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for dropping by and showing the channel some love. I said Klopp will walk. Unknown manager will be brought in. Nunez and Diaz cost us. Nunez 1 to 5 career. I think you're talking about conversion rate. Ward pushed hard for both. It's not Ward who pushed hard for both, Joe, because even though I'm FSG out like you, I can recognize Klopp's mistakes. And Klopp's mistakes is wanting Nunez. And Linders is the guy who made the Gakpo and Diaz shots. We all know this. Big up to you, though. Michael says, what would Slot have to do in year one for you to be slotting? As I said, challenge for the Premier League. That's not much to ask. It's literally just repeating what happened this season. Feyenoord has won 2 league titles this century, and he won one of them. Similar accomplishments as Amorim. But I've broken down why it's not the similar accomplishment as Amorim, because Amorim has had to sell his best player and rebuilt the team and won the league again. So it's a different argument. So we haven't seen that. Slot hasn't had the time to do that yet. So we don't know if it's the same thing. It's a gamble to use slot machines, as what Hydro says. You know what's real funny about this? I don't even know what slot machine is. The hell is a slot machine? Oh my God, that's gambling. Astaghfirullah, that's haram. I never bet, you guys. Never bet. People like Pep likes De Zerbi as well. What's your point? What's that got to do with anything? So am I just supposed to go get whoever Pep likes? Kind of not how it works. Big up to Gagandip, who says, how long will you give Slot to get us back to challenging and winning major honors? I'm not on this 4 or 5 year project. Our squad is nowhere near as bad as the one that Klopp took over. Thoughts? Gagandip, I'm so glad you said this, because people need to be sensible here. People need to be sensible here in the chat. I will repeat this again. Whether you're slot in, whether you're slot out, whether you like the manager, whether you dislike the manager, please don't come in here and start talking about 3, 4, 5 year periods. Please don't do that, because then you have genuinely ruined your entirety of the argument. Even the people who are slotting in the chat right now, be completely honest. Don't tell me this team needs 4 years. Do not waffle. Do not lie. Do not come in this chat and lie to the people and talk about how we need 3, 4, 5 years. No, we don't. No, we don't need 3 years. No, we don't need 2 years. This team has challenged already. You tell me I'm supposed to give a manager that has similar style to Klopp this season and a transfer window, and he is going to take us backward? Make it make sense. Is it okay? Your base level of the argument for the people who want Arne Slot to take over is he plays a similar style to Klopp, and he's been identified by Edwards. No problem. Perfect. Okay. So that means by definition, it's going to be seamless transition in terms of style of play. So there's no such thing as establish his style of play, because it's the same shit. It's the same exact style of play. Second of all, this team has already challenged, and we're about to sign players in the summer window. So you can't come to me next season and tell me, oh, we're getting top 4, we're doing this, we're doing that. Don't change your energy now. Don't change your energy. We have to challenge next season. Simple. Liverpool never fails to disappoint me. Going to be a long summer, and pray for this club. It's definitely going to be a long ass summer, Josh. Big up to you for always supporting the channel. You get me, and always showing us love, man. My guy. Big up to Habizar, says, if Alonso replaces Slot, is a complete success. If Alonso replaces who? How bizarre. You've got to explain that one. You have a lot of younger players too. Few excuses. No, we do not have younger players, because in the words of Jose Mourinho, there is the young and then there is the young. There's the young and then there's the young. We have young players who have experience, my brother. Trent is young by age. Konate is young by age. But they're not young by experience. There you are. Do it for Slot. Hashtag slot machine settings. My brother, Ten Hag came in, ruined the entirety of your football club, and Mason Mount is your number 7. And Anthony is employed at your football club. Sit on the floor. Is Slot a Pep or Klopp? I'm confused about it. Andrew, I'm confused too. Apparently, he's some form of hybrid Pep and Klopp, you know? Just, I don't know how the fuck he could be a hybrid passing team. Arne Slot Machine, big up Husam, big up to you, Victor. I hope you've had a safe flight and arrived safely. Big up to you, Vic. Vic is one of the people I always speak to off the channel. Victor Liang, ladies and gentlemen, has been supporting this channel for the last 3 years. He supports Man United. And I'm simply saying, Victor is the exact type of guy why I don't have memberships on this channel. I don't need you to pay me £5 a month to be my friend. Everyone's welcome here. Everyone's welcome here. Big up to you all, man. I love this community. The banter era has begun. #Slotin. I actually need Man United fans' help because you guys have been in the banter era for 10 years. Arne Slot will bang. Trust. I'll tell you why. American Cup, you're the same guy that told me you will win the league. Trust. So I trusted you once, you failed me. So, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Big up to my guy Sing is King, who says, big up Husam. I do think you guys could have gone for a better option. Fair enough, the market is limited, but the Dutch league is risky. #Ten Hag out. That's what I just said. I just gave the history of the Dutch managers. The reason why I gave that is I don't think Dutch football translates into the Premier League. There's a reason. Let's ask ourselves. There's a reason for everything, chat. There's a reason for everything. Portuguese is the complete opposite. Jose Mourinho. Nuno Santo, for the people who don't know, got Wolves promoted, kept them in the Premier League, finished mid-table. There are so many. Marco Silva, who's at Fulham, is Portuguese. There's many successful Portuguese managers in this league, given the team and all of that stuff. Dutch managers, the same can't be said for them. Big up to you, Singers King. I think the reason we got him is because he does a lot with a little, but this is a step too far. I'm sick of having to deal with scraps that FSG hand us. At least you're on my side of the argument, Nate, At least you're not someone who just simply says, oh my God, Michael Edwards knows more than you, so you can't have an opinion. That's kind of not how life works. But I appreciate you, Nate, always showing me love and support, all the way from New Zealand. No one in the chat said Arne Slot in January, but I'm sure everyone in the chat said we should buy Lacazette instead of Salah in 2017. I actually didn't say that because Lacazette was a striker and we already had Bobby Firmino, who was banging in goals and who was playing Jogo Bonito football from when Klopp first walked in. It was so obvious we needed the winger. It was so obvious we needed a fast, quick transition winger. And I was actually very happy when we got Mo Salah. So I don't know where you live in your own, world. And for the 100th time, signing a player is completely different to getting a manager. A manager is going to oversee everything at your football club. A player can only affect his performances on the pitch. Simple logic. Klopp, Slot are similar. Equal. If Klopp succeeded, so can Slot. If he succeeds, nice. If he fails, we can go for Ruben Chabi. Else next summer. Yeah, but that's my point, Toka. I have no problem if you say that. I have no problem if you say that, Toka. That's fair. No issues with that whatsoever. No issues with that whatsoever if you say that. No issues with that whatsoever. But you at least have to keep the energy consistent. Please don't tell me Slot is going to need 4 or 5 years because then you completely lose the argument. Don't even tell me he needs 2-3 years because you completely lose the argument. Everyone who's slotting your argument base, just simple 1+1. Plays similar style to Klopp, which means seamless transition by definition. We've already challenged this year. We're going to sign players in the summer, which means should challenge again. If I said Slot should win the league this season, that's when I'm expecting too much. If I say challenge, I'm not expecting too much at all. Don't underestimate his total dedication for work and dream for managing Liverpool. He will challenge from day one. He will get respect and unite the supporters from the first press conference. If he challenges from season one, then he's done what I expect of him. Then that's completely different if he challenges from day one. That's number one. Number two, working hard and dedication and dream managing Liverpool. Yeah, I dream of managing Liverpool. Brendan Rodgers dreamt of managing Liverpool. Roy Hodgson dreamt of managing Liverpool. Shall I go on and on and on and on? We could go on. We can go on. How many managers in the league you think dream of managing Liverpool? I'm just saying, dreaming of managing Liverpool does not convince me because there's so many managers around the world who would dream of managing Liverpool. Challenge in 1 year is unfair in my opinion, Husam. You have seen some of these players this season. I don't think you replace most in a single year. No, winning the league in one season is not fair. Challenging the league for the league in one season is fair because this team has already challenged. The guy plays a similar style to Klopp. Seamless transition. We're going to sign players in the summer equal. We're going to get better from a squad perspective. Therefore, expecting him to challenge is not crazy at all. It's not crazy at all. If I came in here and I said, I want Arne Slot to win the Premier League, that's when I'm doing too much. But if I say challenge, it's never doing too much. It's just me being completely honest. I'm worried that they brought us a business manager to make FSG money. He made his club good money by selling players that he developed, and he have no issues with young players, so he might like selling. It looks like we might have a Chelsea on the making. I hope I'm wrong. This is the thing now. One thing I have to say to everyone in the chat, I'm also not an unfair person. The same way I've defended Poch all year long, the same way I've spoken about Pochettino all year long, I will defend Slot. If Slot comes in this summer and we end up selling 4, 5, 6, 7 players and buying 6, 7, 8 players, I will call out the club, because that's doing too much. That's doing too much. That is doing absolutely too much. We cannot sell everyone and buy everyone. This is why all the idiots who want Mo Salah gone, absolutely stupid opinion, because you cannot sell everyone. You cannot take a step back and go like sell. That is how Chelsea ended up in the position that they're in. That's how they ended up in this position that they're in. They ended up in this position because they bought too much and sold too much. We have to take it a step at a time. This summer, Robertson, time to move on. Nunez, time to move on. Diaz, time to move on. If we sell maybe one more guy, maybe like to give Kelleher a first team start somewhere else, fairs. Other than that, I don't think we have to sell anyone. We just have to get a left back, 2 forwards, and possibly even a centre back, and that's it. After that, we challenge. We need 4 players, by the way. Please don't think we look at this Liverpool team and think we need so many players. We don't need so many players. It's just like Nidal knows what I'm saying. We need a new left back. We need a centre back who's actually fit, because Matip is always injured, Konate is always injured, and we need a forward who can put the ball in the back of the net. That is not me asking for too much. I'm just being honest. Salah, I'm back from Erbil, Iraq. How have you been? Alhamdulillah, Mohammed Farhad. Thanks so much for the super chat. By the way, Gakpo Ballon d'Or settings. I'll be there. Gakpo's not winning a Ballon d'Or, Toka. I'll explain which German manager won the league before Klopp exactly. You can always be the first. First of all, there's a completely different conversation for Jurgen Klopp pre-Liverpool and Arne Slot pre-Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp won the league with Borussia Dortmund back-to-back, won a cup, and got to a Champions League final with his best players being sold every single season. He watched Robert Lewandowski go to Dortmund and still won the league. You cannot compare that to Arne Slot. That's unfair, actually, and very disrespectful to Jurgen Klopp. Just have to see, bro. If he fails, they'll sack him. That's what Jack says. Hey, failure is different. It's a different prism, Jack. Don't know, man, what will happen with Slot and more precisely with us. I'm neutral for now, but always rooting for you, brother, to do well. Love for all. Big up to you, Mr. K. I appreciate you being a neutral and rooting for me and for LFC. Thank you. By the way, big up to everyone who sent in super chats. You guys have been very supportive today. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. I done this late video, for you guys, because it was breaking news, obviously, and you guys have honestly supported the channel so much. So I can only say thank you, and make sure you guys are liking as well. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Make sure you guys are sharing the video everywhere. Edwards equal great sporting director, but he needs to prove himself as CEO. Major step in role and responsibilities. The Slot appointment is on him. If he fails, he needs to go. If FSG enable the BS, buck stops with them. Simple. I completely agree with you, Gagandip. And here's the thing. There's one thing we need to talk about as well when it comes to Michael Edwards that people aren't mentioning. Michael Edwards has a phenomenal record when it comes to signing players. But correct me if I'm wrong in the chat right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't this his first ever managerial appointment? Isn't this the first ever Michael Edwards managerial appointment? So I'm not quite sure if he has a track record in hiring managers to begin with. This is his first big decision. I completely agree with you, Gagandeep, and I appreciate you for always supporting the channel, my brother. But at the end of the day, this is a massive decision. This is a massive decision. Look at this guy saying he recommended Klopp. Ya akhi, my mother would have recommended Klopp. Ya akhi, stop being shameless. At the time, what were our options? Klopp and Ancelotti. One guy needs 500 million. The other guy can work with 50 million. So obviously we were going to take Klopp. Stop being shameless, Stoka. Big up to you, my guy, Gagandip. I appreciate you. Big up to Abdulaziz, who says, I think we are going back to the Liverpool before Klopp. I hope not, but that's how I see it going. Would you take Somerville from Leeds? Slot loves him. Apparently, Slot is not going to make any transfer decisions. So, yeah. I agree, but I don't think you can challenge by just having the right players or because they already did it. The manager makes the crucial decisions. Sheikh is completely missing the point. The people who want me to back Slot Sheikh are saying the guy plays similar style to Jurgen Klopp. If Jurgen Klopp was able to challenge this season and I'm going to sign players in the summer, then I expect the guy to challenge. Don't talk to me about rebuilds. This is not a rebuild Liverpool. Rebuild Liverpool was the one that Klopp walked in. This is not rebuild Liverpool. That's the reality, Sheikh. Can you give me some names you'd want to come into the team? Striker, left back, center back, etc. We all know who needs to go, but curious who should come in. I'll start with left back because I think left back is the easiest. Ait Nouri, no problem. Robinson, no problem. Hell, even Stupinan, no problem. I just think we just need to move on. We need to move on from Andy Robertson. So it's just going to be, I think there are many options when it comes to left back. Center back, similarly. I have no problem with Hinch Cape. I've not got no problem with Inacio, with Antonio Silva. You know, there are many good center backs, you know, even around the league, around the world. The center back market is good. The one market that worries me is the forward market, because the forward market stinks. The forward market absolutely stinks, and I don't think there are many options, Nate. So we might have to be forced to go through the experience route, which is like maybe someone like an Ivan Toney. Just give me someone who can score goals. We cannot survive another wasteful season like this. 100%. 100%. You know, we do need definitely forwards who put the ball in the back of the net. You know, Tabang, I was only asked for examples. You genuinely are so jarring when you just reply to the most irrelevant part. He completely ignored the perfect response to a super chat and just focused on one name. One other guy will tell me Hinch Cape is crap. One other guy will tell me Silva's crap. That's not the fucking point, Tabang. The point is not whether said player is crap or not. I agree with you completely, Nval. We need a forward who can put the ball in the back of the net, because Diaz and Nunez have let us down from the start of the season up until this moment. That's what I'm saying. I'm challenging their logic, Sheik. I'm challenging their logic. Forget my logic. I'm challenging their logic. Seamless transition, plays a similar style. Okay, challenge next season then. For you, my friend, Lukaku for 50 million. Actually, you could offer me Lukaku for 3 million and I don't even take him. Let's not even do that. Anyway, big up to all the super chatters. I'm giving you guys a massive shout out at the end. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. You guys have been so extremely supportive. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys are liking the video, please. Mods, keep pushing it as well. Let's get to 400 likes ASAP. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to This Is Football if you are yet to do so. Every single one of you guys right now, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to This Is Football if you are yet to do so right here, right now. So you see how I'm very objective with today's argument. I'm not shouting. I'm not screaming. I'm not saying anything crazy. I'm going to present now actually the other side of the argument, which is the slot in side of the argument. I'll explain to you why. There's one good thing about Arne Slot. There's one good thing. Can you guess it in the chat? Can any of you guys genuinely guess it? Tell me the one good thing about Arne Slot right now. What is the best thing about Arne Slot? If you can actually think about it. Think about it. Because now I'm going to present the other side of the argument, which is why Slot is a good hire. Happy now, everyone in the chat, so you can stop saying the buzzwords. Oh my God, they're so negative. I don't want Arne Slot. I predict that the guy will get sacked. Sorry, okay, I take that back. Let me take a step back. I don't want Arne Slot. I think everyone's going to be slot out come December time. Okay, that's my prediction for next season. I think the guy will crumble and fail at Liverpool Football Club, and I hope I'm wrong. However, because we're not here to just, you know, you're negative, you're positive. I'm just simply stating objective realities. So I'll ask you an objective reality right now in the chat. What is the best thing about Arne Slot? Tell me right now. Think about it. It won't take you long. What's the best thing about Arne Slot? What stream did we even do yesterday? We done Ahwa. What did we do yesterday on This Football, bro? Oh yeah, we done Ahwa. We done the City watch along as well. And plus LFC won't win the league. Yep. No, that's the wrong answer, Nidal. That's the wrong answer, Nidal. The answer is not no more 4-3-3. There are a couple of you guys who mentioned it in the chat. One of the good things about getting Arne Slot is the fact that he's a yes man. Beautiful. There is nothing better than a yes man right now for Liverpool Football Club, which is exactly what we need. We need a yes man. Let me explain. The reason why this Liverpool era has went to the shits since 1920 is power, ego, and manager making transfer decisions. 1920, We were the most attractive club in the world. I'm sorry, we were. We had Kylian Mbappe talking about he uses Liverpool on PlayStation. Let's not act like Liverpool weren't attractive. Signing the likes of Harvey Elliott, Sepp van den Berg, and all these guys, it's just not the best sign. Ever since Michael Edwards left Liverpool Football Club, it's clear that Liverpool Football Club have not been making analysis-based transfers at the football club. Let me explain to you. Edwards, forget where he is now and whether it's worked out or not, but it's just an example. Edwards preferred the likes of Nkunku to carry on what Firmino does, other than Darwin Núñez. Edwards and the people responsible did not want the likes of Diaz, did not want the likes of Gakpo. I'm talking about the transfers over the last 2-year period, 3-year period, ever since Edwards left the club, essentially. Michael Edwards' biggest W, there's a W that people keep forgetting, by the way. There's a massive W that people keep forgetting. The biggest W that Michael Edwards predicted, that none of us did, including myself, because I fell for the PR. I hold my hands up. I was wrong. Is the fact that he did not want to extend Jordan Henderson's contract. We all sat there. We got emotionally invested. Henderson is our captain. How dare you not extend Henderson's contract? And we actually believed that the guy was going to go to PSG and Atletico if we did not extend his contract. I have no idea how we believed that. Michael Edwards' biggest W, absolute biggest W, was the fact that he wanted to get rid of Henderson before it was too late. So I can tell the guy has something. The guy has some form of knowledge. So despite my opinions on Arne Slot, I'm now slotting. Everyone in the chat, clip this. Vin, do me a favor, because I know you're my guy, you always got my back. Clip this right now and send it to me, because I will save this forever. I am officially slotting. I hereby announce, Husam, that I am slotting. Forget my predictions. Forget everything objective I said at the start of the stream. I am now slotting. I will play the game with every single one of you guys. You want to play that game? I will play you like a string, just like all the other Liverpool channels. Not all. There's some who don't. Shout out to Kopish, my people. You know, big up to Kopish. But you know who plays you like a string. Just like all of them play you like a string, I will play you like a string. From now on, I'm slotting. I'm slotting from this very second now that I've expressed my honest opinion. I am now slotting. I will play your game. You didn't want to listen when I said Núñez is fucking shit. And now, 2 years later, every single one of you guys want Darwin Núñez sold. You didn't listen when I said sell Luis Diaz. All of you guys, 2 years later, want the fucker gone. You didn't listen when I said sell Andy Robertson. Now every single one of you guys want him gone. No problem. Now, this is now the face turn. Husam was Stone Cold Steve Austin over the last 2 years. I was the villain. Now I'm about to turn face. Now I am going to turn face. I am going to play the give the lad a chance side. I'm going to give you guys everything you want. You guys are the people who wanted me to give Núñez a chance. You are the same people who wanted me to give Henderson a chance. You are the same people who told me believe. You're the same people who said all of that shit. From now on, I am simply going to believe. I am simply going to believe. You guys want me to be slotting? You guys want me to back the manager? Husam is slotting. I hereby announce right now, Husam is 100% slot in. I will play your game. I will play every single one of you guys' game. I'm with you. But when it all goes to the shits, you'll come back to daddy. Just like you came back to daddy last summer. And just like you came back to daddy 2 weeks ago, after everything went to the shits, just like you came back to daddy in January, just like you came back to daddy 3 weeks after last season started and you said, Husam, you're wrong, because now I'm going to play your game. Give him a chance, right? No problem. I will give him a chance. I'll shake your hand right now. Husam is slotting. I'm giving the lad a chance. Pearce. My expectations? Very simple. Challenge for the league next season and win me a domestic cup. Or win me something. Leave with a Carabao Cup, bro. If you win the Carabao Cup and you get a title challenge, that's fine. No problem. No problem. Slotting. Husam is now 100% slotting. And I will back the manager. and I will back the manager. But when it goes to the shits in December and the entirety of Liverpool YouTube is slot out, come back to this moment and remember who told you the reality. But I won't be slot out. I am now slot in. The word slot out won't leave my mouth from this very second, because I'm going to play every single one of you guys' game from now on. Back Nunez, give the lad a chance. Do you know more than Klopp? Do you know more than FSG? 2 years later, Jamie Carragher is saying Nunez is not good enough, sell him. Back Andy Robertson, he's a Liverpool legend. Back Henderson, he's a Liverpool legend. Back this, back that, back this, back that. Yada, 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 yada. No problem. No problem. I'm sick and tired of being right all the time. I'm sick and tired of just saying everything and people ignoring it because I've never been to Anfield or any of that dumb shit that you guys always say. No problem. I'm now slotting. The best thing about Slot is as follows. Let me tell you the best thing about Arne Slot. The best thing about Arne Slot is the fact that he's a yes man. That's his best trait. You know why that's his best trait? I'll tell you why it's his best trait. The reason why this entire Liverpool thing went to the shits is because we stopped making analysis-based, analysis-driven, stats-driven signings that make sense and started signing based on what the manager wants. Now, Arne Slot, perfect. Perfect. The guy doesn't want to get involved in transfers. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. I've wanted a manager who doesn't want to get involved in transfers and is happy to be there for the longest. Don't get involved in transfer, Habibi. When transfer talk is happening, shut the fuck up. Don't get involved, Slot. Let Michael Edwards do his thing. My trust is 100% in Michael Edwards. Edwards, Habibi, I'm with you. Anyone you sign this summer, I'm willing to give a chance because you're Michael Edwards and he is 100% getting every single decision right according to the chat. So there's no need for me to say anything about any transfer we make this summer. I will simply start the video. I will say, welcome to Liverpool. I'm going to back you 100% and then I will end the video. So that's the energy that I'm going to be showing from now on. So I'm 100% slot in. I'm not even joking. I'm actually not even joking. You will never ever hear me say the word slot out after this video. It will never come out my mouth ever again. I'm fully slot in, and I will not even say slot out if we were 15th, because who don't hear must feel. After that, don't come back to me and tell me, Husam, you called this, Husam, you were right, because this is the 3rd year in a row where you guys have completely ignored everything I've fucking said and just focused on how I've said stuff instead of me actually laying down the law. So from now on, Slotton, he's a yes man. I'm so happy that he's a yes man because that's the only thing that fills me with any form of positivity. And I'll tell you why. Michael Edwards wanted to sign Rodrigo, Caicedo, Joao Pedro, Nkunku. I can go on and on and on and on and on with the list of the players that Michael Edwards wanted to sign. With the list of players that Michael Edwards wanted to sign. And I think the signings that Michael Edwards makes this summer will be very good signings. And it will be stats and analytics driven that will help take us to the next level. And Arne Slot being a yes man is going to help. It's going to help. Arne Slot being a yes man is going to be massive help to Liverpool Football Club because we need actual smart transfer decisions. The reason why Liverpool Football Club are challenging for the Premier League is Jurgen Klopp. And the reason why Liverpool are not winning the Premier League is Jurgen Klopp. We are the reason we are here because Jurgen Klopp is incredible. But we're not going to win because Jurgen Klopp is too loyal. Nunez, Diaz, etc., etc., etc. What Michael Edwards now does is sentimentality and loyalty are now thrown out the window. But I just want to see the same energy from everyone in the chat for Edwards, because this summer, everyone here in the chat agrees, it's time for Michael Edwards to make massive decisions. Meaning, everyone in the chat knows Robertson's time is done. Nunez's time is done. Diaz's time is done. I actually, if you guys want me to be honest, to be fair, I actually think Diaz is going to be one of the first players we sell because he's already being like linked to basically like every other club. I mean, his dad came out and said like basically Atletico this, PSG this, Barcelona this, Real Madrid this. So I expect Diaz to be sold this summer. I expect Robertson to be sold this summer. Now, I don't know who the third forward is. I think Gakpo's safe. For the people who don't know, Edwards really loves Mo Salah, by the way. So I think from Edwards' perspective, he's safe, but Salah might want to leave, which is completely different. I don't know how we feel about Diogo Jota. I'll tell you why. Diogo Jota's problem has never been his performances. Diogo Jota's problem has always been his availability. Has always been his availability. So Diogo Jota's problem is always availability. It is never actual ability. It's never actual performances. The problem is with Diogo Jota, he's never fit. So that might be another decision we need to make in terms of transfers, if you would like. So for me, I expect Michael Edwards to make these transfer decisions, hopefully that help get Liverpool Football Club back up and running again and making smart transfer decisions, because now we need Michael Edwards to get the next Mo Salah and get the next Sadio Mane and get the next Fabinho and get, because here's the thing, here's the negative with Jurgen Klopp. Endo is the type of signing that only Klopp would make if he had the power, but if Edwards had the power, Endo is a signing we'd never make. So someone like a Michael Edwards would have identified someone a lot younger who fits the bill of what we want to do at Liverpool Football Club much more, and we would have gotten him at Liverpool Football Club. Now, I'm not blaming Endo for the reason why we didn't win the league this season. He's had good games, he's had bad games, whatever. It's not like he's any of the reason. He's not the reason why we've had any bad games or any of that stuff. But at the end of the day, when it comes to Endo, there's a difference between signing Endo and signing Caicedo. Now, please don't mention where Chelsea are on the table, because where Chelsea are on the table got nothing to do with Caicedo, same way it got nothing to do with Palmer. Let's not be shameless now. Chelsea are in this position because of Winstanley, Stewart, the scouts making wrong decision after wrong decision after wrong decision. I just said that, MA, but clearly you're one of the guys that listen with these testicles. I just said that. So yeah, had we signed Caicedo, I think you're all being disrespectful to Jurgen Klopp if you don't acknowledge that Moises Caicedo would have been 100 times better in this Liverpool side alongside McAllister and under the guidance and the tutelage or whatever the hell it's called of Jurgen Klopp. So I think this is where the Edwards effect comes in. Michael Edwards would have signed the likes of an Ugarte for 30 million, as an example, a DM that can tackle, etc., who is 5-6 years younger, and who could retain some form of his transfer value 3, 4, 5 years after that. So for me, I look at this current situation and I say the biggest positive is the guy has basically come out and said, according to reports, he doesn't want to get involved in any transfer decisions. Edwards, you do your thing. I love that because I trust Edwards. I don't trust Slot in the transfer market. I trust Edwards. And if Edwards is going to make those decisions, I feel a bit easier, sleeping at night, if you would like, if Edwards is making those decisions. The other positive about Arne Slot, and I will mention this, is the fact that he has won something. And explain to you why. You cannot come take over from Liverpool Football Club as the manager and have nothing to show for it. Like, playing good football alone is not good enough. But if you play good football and win, that's different. So the fact that he's won stuff before is a massive positive for me. I cannot deny that. That's 100% a positive. And the fact that he's won it with Feyenoord, not Ajax, not PSV, is something that's also impressive to an extent. So that's something that I will say. So the fact that he has won a league title in the Eredivisie is actually something positive. So that's the thing that maybe works in his favor. Won the Eredivisie with Feyenoord, did not win it with Ajax, did not win it with PSV, did not win it with any of that stuff. So that's the good thing. So for me, the reason why I am slotting is because he's a yes man and he has a league title and all of that. So after this video ends, guys, you will never ever hear me say slot out. Ever. I've already made my points very clear. I've already established facts, not opinions, stats, not opinions, objective truths. Why I expect Slot to for half the fan base to turn on come December time and all that stuff. But we'll push that to the side for now. For now, Slotten, give the lad a chance. No problem. I will play your game. I'm giving the lad a chance. That's what you guys want. Now, let me just say this before I go to the super chats and wrap up the stream. Let me just say this right now. Let us now agree, all 720 people in the chat, all the Liverpool fans in the chat, whether you're slot in, slot out, slot out, regardless where you are when it comes to this whole conversation. No matter where you are, don't come tell me about 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th place and 3-4 year rebuilds. Everyone in the chat now has to agree right now and be honest with themselves. We cannot be talking about 3, 4, 5, 6 year rebuilds. We have to be honest and we have to say this team is ready and it needs 2-3 pieces. Let's just say it as it is. Don't come and tell me this is a top 4 team, or this is a team that's not good enough, or this is a team that this, or this is a team that's that. Don't tell me any of that shit. This team is good enough. We have challenged for the league this season and won a major trophy. Since he plays similar styles and he's a winner, and Edwards chose him, and Edwards is like God sent to earth to make these decisions, then we should all accept it. So I'm accepting it. So now next season, I want a challenge and I want a domestic cup. That's the minimum base level expectation for me for Arne Slot. Anything less than that, and he has failed. Top 4 is something that I could have gotten with any manager in the world. I believe De Zerbi would have got us top 4. I believe O'Neill would have got us top 4. I believe Iraola would have got us top 4. I believe Brendan Rodgers would have got us top 4. I believe any of these managers would have got us top 4. So getting top 4 means fuck all. Let's just say it as it is. If we got Unai Emery from Aston Villa, he would have got us top 4. Sit up here and lie and waffle and talk about top 4 this, top 4 that. So we need at least for him to do that. So yeah, challenge for the league, not win it. Win it, I would be going too far. 100%. Challenging is not going too far. Challenge and then don't win, okay, Habibi, no problem. First year, that's fine. But don't be coming here talking to me about 3-4 year rebuilds, because that's definitely what we do not need. So yeah. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Let me just do the rest of the super chats before we get out of here. It's like 3 a.m. over here, you guys. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Shout out to all the super chatters, man. And can we get the W in the chat right now for Nidal, for Gagandeep, for my guy Spoobeh, for Josh, for all the people who always support the channel, for Aaron, Toka, BIG, Vin, TKA, Joe, Michael, Box of Oranges, Hydro, Offset, Nate, Sing is King, Andrew, American Cop, Sheik, Yans, Yanis, Josh, Gagandeep, Nidal, Elwazi, Farhad, Jack, Abdulaziz, Hag, Suleiman, Spoobeh, Rande. Big up to all of you guys. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. And keep showing us all the love that you guys have always shown us. We're literally just 20 likes away from 400. That's the target. Let's get there. So let me read these super chats before we get out of here. No loyalty. He's not here to make friends, is what my guy Nunes out, aka Nidal, formerly says. I agree with you. This is a massive thing for me. One thing I'm tired of is loyalty. One thing I'm fully tired of is someone coming here and telling me Andy Robertson is a club legend, so we can't let him go. Yeah, but he's been playing like shit for like 2 years now. So Ed, I swear to you, I wrote Ed, and I actually couldn't read my own handwriting. Big up to Ed. Special shout out to Ed as well. Ed Rin. Big up to Ed. Here, I said the full name as well. Bro, I wrote Ed, and I couldn't even read my own handwriting, because here, I write you guys' names to give you guys a special shout out at the end. I appreciate it so much, Ed. My bad. He's not here to make friends. I agree with this completely. This is definitely a major positive. The guy has to come in and has to make these transfer decisions and has to make these big calls in terms of Edwards and Arne Slot. Now he says he doesn't want to get involved in transfer making decisions and all of that stuff, which is okay by me. That is not something that I would say anything about. That's not something that I would be upset about. At the end of the day, maybe perhaps had we just stuck by the concept of just actually buying players based on the data, based on the analysis, based on the scouts, instead of buying them because Pep Linders worked at Porto and he really likes Luis Diaz. I don't necessarily think that's a good good transfer direction to head in. So that's a good thing, to be fair. So yeah, no loyalty is a good thing. A couple of weeks ago, before all the news about the managers was going on, I sent a donation saying the Liverpool Dark Ages are coming, and you replied, in your dreams. Is it really beyond the realms of possibility now with hiring Slot? It's not, Spooby. It is not. There is a genuine possibility. My handwriting's crap. I'm an engineer, Toka. There's 2 people with crap handwritings, doctors and engineers. It's worse for doctors because they write you names of medicines. So at least I don't write medicine names. So here's the thing. It's a possibility. However, What reduces that possibility, Spooby, is Michael Edwards. Let me explain to you. Regardless what you think of Arne Slot, we know, based on his track record, let me give you guys, for the guys who don't know this, Spooby himself might not know this. Klopp wanted Brandt and Götze. Edwards got him Salah and Mane. And the rest is history. So that's what I trust. I trust that the guy is going to come in, make smart transfer decisions, and that's already 50% of the situation. So I don't necessarily think Dark Ages is like likely. It could be a possibility, but I don't see it being likely. Big up to you, Spooby. Only reason I'm not so against Slot is Edwards. Same. That's it, Toka. 100%. Big up to you, Toka. But don't you think that Edwards will sell Salah and Van Dijk? I don't think it's a... Bro, here's the thing. People are acting like Edwards and Van Dijk are 100% going to get... Sorry, Van Dijk and Salah are 100% going to get sold. Guys, we cannot sit up here. We cannot like sit up here and just go like Van Dijk out and Salah out just because they're old. By the way, Edwards did not want to sell old players full stop. He wanted to sell old crap players. That's the difference, Nidal, my guy. You get it? So, like, if Virgil van Dijk's performing this way, doesn't have an injury, none of that stuff, there is no reason for us to just sell him just because of his age. Like, Michael Edwards is a nerd, but he's not going to sit up here and just sell people just because of the age stuff, you know? Big up to you, my guy, Nidal. Husam, Slot is an analysis-based signing. That's one of the best reasons. Also, you will understand that people and culture is like Klopp did. I get what you're saying, offer spell, but signing a manager based on analysis is different than signing a player based on analysis, because analysis does not take a manager's intangibles. What if Slot walks in and he couldn't handle the pressure of being the Liverpool manager? It's a genuine possibility. Everything is just numbers and style of play, and he presses here and presses there. There's certain shit that's just cannot be read by a stat sheet, if you would like. That's the point. Congratulations on a new manager, Habibi. Thank you so much, Randy. Why don't you write me one of the sentences you write flawless, you fraud? Fraud. Premier League needs a striker to be physically strong like Haaland. Even Nunes is strong. He just needs an eye doctor to aim well. Here's the thing. Nunes out, a.k.a. my guy, Nidal. The reality, akhi, is as follows. If Jurgen Klopp, who improved Mo Salah, and improved Sadio Mane, and improved Firmino, and improved Origi, and improved Gakpo, and improved even Diaz, and improved everyone, and the one guy that he cannot improve is this guy, I cannot sit here and think that anyone is going to teach Nunes finishing. Here's the thing, everyone just needs to get to terms with this shit, yeah? Everyone in the chat just needs to understand, once again, regardless of your thoughts on any player in this team or any of that shit. Let's just say it as it is. You cannot teach a player finishing. This is the one thing that I have said 500 times. Finishing can be improved but never taught. Passing and playmaking can be taught, can be improved. You want a prime example? Mo Salah. Mo Salah's playmaking has went from like 6 to like 8, 9 out of 10. So he has improved. He's improved his playmaking. You cannot improve finishing. If you're a shit finisher in front of goal, you cannot improve it. Timo Werner, Nicholas Jackson, plenty of examples, you know? Big up to you, Nidal. Husam Habibi, all pro injured players need to go like injury prone players, I think he means. But do you believe FSG will back him and give him time? He will do good. I mean, FSG will back him as long as he gets top 4, because you need to understand when it comes to you know, when it comes to FSG and you know, this model. According to the model, if we get top 4, it's fine. You can get top 4. You can get top 4 and you can stay. And as long as you stay top 4 and get them Champions League football, they're going to be happy. So I guess if he gets top 4, I doubt they were going to sack him or any of that shit. So top 4 should be good, Southpaw. And in terms of injury-prone players, I agree with you. Injury-prone players need to go. Injury-prone players need to go ASAP. You know, by the way, there's a guy who we didn't even mention. He's so injury prone. Thiago Alcantara. I don't even know what to say. Anyway, listen, we're gonna wrap it up here, you guys. I appreciate you guys joining me so much. It's like 3:15 a.m. over here. There's 12:30 kickoff tomorrow as well. So make sure you guys are hitting the like button, please. Make sure you guys are subscribing to This Is Football if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you guys in the chat right now, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to This Is Football if you're yet to do so. Thank you to every single super chatter. I've thanked you all. I've mentioned every single one of you guys. Thank you guys so much, including Ed. We did not forget you. Big up to you guys. Like the video, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We're going to be back tomorrow, inshallah, for the Liverpool watch along, and we'll take it from there. So, yeah, Husam from this very second is now slotting I will never ever slay Slot out ever again. Slotin. Who don't hear must feel. I'm gonna play your game. Toodles.